Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Truth Tellin podcast with Miss Keeping It Real. Today I have another special guest for you all, and her name is Hope. Hi Hope.
Hi, I'm Hope Provost. How you doing, Miss Keeping It Real?
Oh, I'm doing good. You're gonna keep it real.
Miss Keeping It Real.
So I have Hope on here, as you all know, and many of you know, and many of you don't know, of the story of her granddaughter that got murdered.
Baton Rouge police working a busy and violent Memorial Day. 3 different shooting scenes in the city, not very far apart. Now 4 people are dead, including a 1-year-old toddler hit by a stray bullet while at a pool of an apartment complex. We'll start at that scene near the Fairway View Apartments on College Drive. Investigators say just before 8 o'clock last night, a man entered a gated pool area. And now, as those bullets started flying, they hit and killed.
Shit, this gonna be hard for me. So on the day, what day was it when your granddaughter got murdered?
Memorial Day, May 31st. It fell on a Monday that year. And she was at home. Well, before she went to the pool, they FaceTimed me.
Okay.
Because my son said she was acting up because she wanted to go in the store, but she didn't have nothing on but a onesie and her hair tied up. So he FaceTimed me so I could talk to her. So I said, "You want to come with me, Ma?" And she shook her head. I said, "Well, when you get finished playing in the pool, you tell your mommy and your daddy to drop you back off to me." Because I had her the days before that, but my best friend was ill, and we both had got COVID, so I had to go get cleared to go see her. So Kobe had to come and pick her up, and that's the only reason why I didn't have her that day. I had to send her back because I had to go to the hospital to see my friend. After I did that, I went home, was getting in the tub, my phone rang again. My baby on FaceTime, it was like an hour after I had talked to him.
Okay.
And he was like, Mama, meet me on S Lane. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Tired being shot." And, I knew I had just talked to him, so I'm thinking, maybe it was a mistaken identity, like they might have shot his car. But when I got there and I found out what really went on, my son had went to the store to get some stuff to barbecue, him and his girlfriend, because my husband had taught him how to grill. So he wanted to, his first holiday in his own apartment with his family, he wanted to go back to the pool and barbecue. So as he preparing the food, my grandbaby, she was in the pool playing, with other family members that was way older than her, had her in the pool with her floaties on. And my son and his girlfriend were at the grill, and unknown suspects come through the gate. They spotted some people that they didn't care for, I'm assuming, and they opened fire, not knowing, well, they knew. I'm not going to say they didn't know. The pool area was full of people that day.
Right.
So she wasn't the only kid in the pool.
Right.
She was just the only kid that got shot. So with that being said, after all that, my son told me what happened. I got to the hospital. They wouldn't let us in. There was so many of us. They wouldn't let us in. My husband was trying to get, answers from the hospital people. They wasn't telling us anything.
Right.
So this lady that I used to work with, she was working at night, and she looked at me and she remembered who I was. And she said, "I promise you, I'm going to let you know what's going on with your baby. Can you please just get your people, out the hospital?" So my people wasn't going for it. Everybody, she was one. Everybody, we wanted to know what was going on. Right. So they was trying to, police, they wasn't hearing it. They didn't really care at that time. They was just trying to get the crowd under control. And a couple of minutes later, when she walked out, I already knew. I just seen it in her face, and I hit the ground, and all I remember is my baby auntie saying, "What Hope gonna do now?" And it's been 4 years, and it's been tough. Because I try to stay strong for my son.
Right.
He have another baby, but she's not a replaceable.
Right. She's not. No one is.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But she has so much of her sister in her, and she's very, very smart. She's getting to the point now. She's asking for her sister, because we talk about her often and show her pictures, and she say, "That's my sissy." So my grandbaby birthday passed maybe a week or two ago. Her birthday was August 11th. And we went to the grave. I did her flowers and stuff over, and we got a cake, and Zai, she sung happy birthday to her sister. But that next day she asked me, she said, "Me, Mom, where my sissy?" And it broke my heart.
Right.
Cause she's so smart. She's getting to the point now. We showing her these pictures and we're talking about her, but where is she? Why I don't ever see her?
Right.
And that's the hardest part of what I'm dealing with now. You know, cause she's getting to a point now. We talk about her sister all the time, but she can't never see her sister. So it's kind of hard. But I'm trying to be strong for my son and his girlfriend and the rest of my family. You know, cause they say God don't give you no battles that you can't hold. And I believe in it because I've been fighting a battle for 4 years.
Right. One of the things I wanted to ask you, besides seeing you post about her every single day on Facebook, is that do you quite often say good things about these young men that did this?
No, I don't have no good things to say. I mean, the first part of us going to court, they didn't show no remorse.
Oh,
they did things to be evil, they family members and stuff. So no, like everybody's saying, I have
what
to forgive.
the fuck y'all evil for? Like,
you know,
what the
like,
fuck?
I got into it with the mama, the sister. You know, I got them put out of court because, you know, they'll say this stuff because 1 minute they'll let them go out first.
Right.
Then the next time we go to court, they might let us go out first. And a particular day, they let us go out first. But I was waiting on my son to pull off. And they was hollering when we got ready to pull out. The lady daughter was hollering out the truck. So I jumped out of my car. You know, I wasn't trying to argue with you, just get out the car, but she didn't want to. So, you know, my daughter was like, "Mama, come on," because, you know, the news people be out here. You know, we don't want a bad image of us, you know, to get taken on.
So I'm trying to see.
And take it out of perspective.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
What's that?
What they mad at?
I don't know why they're mad, why they were mad. I don't know, because at the end of the day, and this is what I was telling the Channel 2, Channel 5, whoever came to talk to me.
Right.
My son was at his own house where him and his girlfriend paid bills.
Right.
At the time, my son was still a kid, still in high school, where he had just come out of high school.
Right.
We just had a graduation party for him. My son was working at Family Dollar, paying his own bills,
taking care of his family
at a young age. So we thought that they were safe because the apartments was a gated area.
Yeah.
So you thinking, okay, College Drive, it's gated.
Right.
You know, they safe. Nobody ever would have ever thought that we're gonna go to the pool today and your baby gonna get shot. You know, nobody was thinking of that.
Your baby.
And
how old was she?
She was 1 at the time. She was 1 at the time. And at the time of her death, the youngest brother was 15 and the oldest brother was 19. It had 5 individuals, but you know how they go. When one tells a story, you know, you get the better deal.
Right.
So the other 3 told a story. They told. And that's just what it was. So the 2 main suspects, the brothers,
right.
They are the ones that got indicted and they got sentenced. But the mother and the sister and the family, the uncles, the cousins, and everybody, mad at us. Why? My baby didn't come where your son lived and do y'all anything. Y'all took his baby.
But no fucking reason.
And y'all coming to court, y'all not showing no remorse.
Now I want to ask you this. Did you ever get up, "I'm sorry, you have my condolence"?
At the end,
sincerely. Like, I know you probably got some shit, but
at the end, it didn't matter because you didn't care at first. You was sitting in the court, you're going to sleep throughout trial. You sleep, you know. They didn't care. So I had already said, I don't want an apology. I don't want an apology. Mm-hmm. We don't want no deals, no nothing. Because at the end of the day, my baby dead. When I want to go when I have to go and feel like I want to have time with my grandbaby, I got to go talk to my baby at a wall, at a memorial, and you can still call, your son can still call on the phone. Both of your kids, they can still call you. You can go see your kids. My son can't see his baby.
Right.
You know, we have to go to the grave site and put flowers and, you know what I'm saying, and talk to her spirit because, you know, her body's there, but her spirit is gone.
Yeah.
And that day when that last boy got sentenced, I felt like my baby, she was resting then. She was resting. Because at first I don't think she was resting because we were still having to go relive it. And my baby was happy.
You felt that?
Yeah, she was happy. On the video, she was very happy. She was in the pool. She was playing. She was laughing. She was very happy. You know.
You're talking about your second grandbaby?
No, I'm talking about my grandbaby. They showed us everything. We were able to see everything that happened because the apartments had cameras. So we watched them come in. We watched them come in. My baby in the pool. My son grilling. We watched them on the video come in, hit their targets, and in the meantime, they hit my baby. My baby got hit with a bullet. Yeah. And she was trying to get herself out the pool. And you could see my grandbaby. You could see her at the edge. And you could see my daughter-in-law go and grab her. And that's heartbreaking. And everybody want to say things get better with time. No, it don't. My grandbaby been gone.
No.
She been gone 4 years.
No.
And each day I look at her sister. I ask God to keep me because she's growing and she's starting to act and look exactly like her sister. So I do believe God gave us a second chance for a reason.
You're right.
And I do believe my grandbaby was sick here for a reason. I didn't understand it at first when it was told to me, but you know, throughout the years I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at it. She was special. That's why her middle name was unique. She was special. So she came to do her job, to make sure her daddy and her mom would do right. My son and my daughter-in-law, they brought their first home at 22 and 23 with no help.
She brought a lot of joy in your family.
She did. And when my son and my daughter-in-law told me that they were expecting a baby, I melted because I had started having kids early. My two oldest kids was born 93, 95.
You know, you talking about the triplets, all three of y'all that look alike?
Yeah.
It's 4 of y'all, right?
I got 3. My two oldest was born 93, 95, and my youngest was in 02. So, you know, being a young mother,
right,
I grow with my kids. And when I had Kobe, you know, things were a little bit different because he was early 2000 baby.
Right.
So he had to have a little bit more tender loving and care because of the atmosphere that we live in now. You see what I'm saying? So when he told me that him and his girlfriend was tired, were expecting a baby, I say, Lord, you know, I messed up a couple times when I had my first 2. You know, I kind of stumbled with my third one, but I feel like with my grandbaby, I'm going to do a hell of a lot better. And I know I'm a good grandmother. I love my grandbabies. They say you love your kids, but when you get a grandchild, it's a total different love.
Oh, come on, give me 5. You better know it.
Different love.
You better know it.
It's a totally different. It's a total different love. And to see my son and my daughter-in-law hurt the way they hurt, and being a parent, you're supposed to be able to comfort your children and make your children feel better. It's nothing I can do or tell them to make them feel better. And I do applaud them because, like I say, they are some young parents, but they got through this together. You know, some things like this, people our age cannot get to, you know, stay together.
The thing I like about them is that they never separated.
No, to be honest, it's like it drew them closer because they were friends. They friends first, you know. They fiance, but they were friends first. So to see them come through such a tragedy and they still together, I applaud them for that because most people, like I say, people my age cannot get through that. You know, sometimes they fall away from their significant other and don't want to be around them and close themselves off. And I found myself doing it with my husband. But with us, he told me I could come and talk to him, but
you deal with it.
I got to deal with it my way because we all hurting. We all got the same pain. You know what I'm saying? So when I hurt, I just go close up in my room. But my grandbaby, she's so special. When she see that I'm sad, she rub my face and she say, "Don't be sad, Mima. It's gonna be okay. Don't cry."
Can I ask you a question? To me, when I see the babies, they look just alike to me. Do that offend you when people say that? Or how do you feel when someone say, "Oh, she look just like"?
It don't. I don't feel no type of way because she do. She do. Like when she first came out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because when she first, because I went in the delivery room this second time. I didn't go the first time. My son went the first time. But when I went in the delivery room and when they pulled her out, I jumped up. I said, "Oh my God, she looked just like Tyra." And the doctors had to tell me to sit down. But it was when she came out and them eyes popped open, she looked exactly like her sister. But as the time went on, she was starting to get her own little
feature. Yeah.
But after that, she's back, starting to look exact. I go through my grandbaby pictures. She looked exactly like her sister. She do.
One of the things that I want to touch on you with is that every night when I stroll, I see that you post your deceased grandbaby every night. And I don't know, it's just something about it. It does something to me as a mother and as a grandmother. And it's like a good feeling.
That's my way. I post it every night and I post it every morning. I tell her good morning, I tell her good night. That's my way of how I'm dealing with what I got going on. I go to therapy. I was going to therapy, but I kind of slacked off. But I'm getting back in touch with my therapist because sometimes I feel myself going down that dark hole that I tried so hard to get out of. And I don't want it to affect what I have going on with my second grandbaby. She deserves all the love that her sister got. So I have to be strong. I have to suck it up. I can't fail. I can't fall because I have to be here for Jazaria just like I was here for Jatari. So by Tyra being gone and I have Zai now, it's just pushing me because if I didn't have her, I don't think I'll be here because my older kids, they both had moved out of state. My oldest son was living in Texas. My daughter was in Denver. Both of my kids came home to be with me because I actually tried to take my own life at one point. And they say your hearing be the last to go. And all I heard my daughter saying was, "Y'all not taking my mama nowhere. My mama not crazy. My mama grieving." So when the paramedics did get me to wake up, the lady, she asked me, she said, "Miss Hope, was you trying to take your life?" I told her no. I say, I just wanted to go in a deep sleep so I could see my grandbaby. Because when the lady asked me that, my daughter was looking at me, she was giving me that look like, "Mama, get your shit together.
Right.
Or they gonna take you."
Take these people the right fucking night. They gonna roll you out.
So they checked my pressure, whatever. They didn't take me. But my husband knew then that I had needed to go seek some therapy. And he was telling me, and my older kids was telling me, "My mama, we lost Tyra. What we gonna do if we lose you? You can't do that. You can't be selfish." And that's the only thing that gets me through today.
Right.
And I love my grandbaby so much. Like, she really has brought so much joy in my life. Like, I could be feeling down and I could hear that door open and she coming down the hall, "Mima, Mima, Mima." That's the best joy. That's the best feeling ever.
Whenever I see you interact with your husband or your children or your granddaughter, just me being on the outside, that fills me with joy.
Yeah.
Because you can tell that it's genuine. Like y'all at the dapper shop, you and your daughter, that's genuine. Like, I'll be on your shit so I know. Like, it's genuinely love.
Yeah.
So by you being the heart and the root and the foundation of your family, what do you think about forgiveness?
I'm gonna just be honest. You know, I came from a Christian family, so I know one day I would have to forgive, so I could get with my granddaughter, because I know my grandbaby is with the Lord. I know that, because she didn't have no sins, no nothing, so I know where my grandbaby is.
Right.
So I know one day I will have to forgive, but I'm just not at that point yet. And I just feel like, even though we did get some type of justice, I just feel like it wasn't enough. You know, even though he got life, the younger brother got life.
Okay.
With the possibility of parole at 25 years, because at the time he was a juvenile when he caught the charge.
Okay.
But the older brother, he was 19 at the time, so he automatically got a life sentence. That's still not enough for me, because like I said, his mother could still accept a phone call. She could go see him. What about my baby? Because I feel like people, they want to say we got to come together as a unit and do this for the youngsters, but that shit starts at home. You can't expect the community to do what you didn't do. That got to be instilled in those kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't jump up and go grab somebody's child and turn their life around. That has to be instilled in them kids as growing up. So if you was an ain't shit mama, you gonna raise some ain't shit ass children. And that's just what it is. And people say I say too much, but
with that being said, no, you ain't saying too much. You're speaking on the heart. As a mother, as your mother being a mother, what type of mother was she to you?
I didn't really have a close knit with
Was
my
she
mother.
the shit or the ain't shit mama?
She was the provider. She was because my mom and my father, they separated when I was 9.
Okay.
So my mom, my daddy drove trucks, and my mom was working and always at school. She went back to college. So my sister was my caregiver, because my mama was at work and my daddy was on the road. But financially and everything, like my mama, she did what she had to do. But the nurturing part, she wasn't there for that, because she had to work. She was at school.
She was money. So that's the reason why I asked you that, is because if you would have told me your mama was the ain't shit mama, then I would expect for you to be the ain't shit. I don't give a fuck how the nigga family feel about whatever.
I mean, I don't really care how they feel.
I know.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, my baby and his family, they didn't come in y'all area. No,
your family don't even rock like that.
Y'all didn't have no business over there. Y'all had no business over there.
Right.
Like, so it really doesn't matter. But
right.
I'm not at that forgiving part yet. Like, they both, the young one, because they tried him first.
Do you think you will ever get there? You will.
God gotta bring me there. Like, I pray. I may not go to church every Sunday, but I pray all day, every day.
I don't know you personally, but I just know from what I see, it ain't even needing you to hold it in your heart for the rest of your life. You gonna get there, and your load gonna get lighter and lighter and lighter.
I pray that
it's gonna get there.
I pray that it do, because right now,
because I always, whenever I seen you before your grandbaby and after, I be like, that's a strong bitch. Sometimes I even say that's a bad bitch. That bitch know how to have fun. That's a real bitch.
I put on. It's more so of a mask that I wear most times, because everybody expects me to be strong. When do you take your mask off? When I'm by myself. Because
when do you talk to God?
When I'm by myself and with my grandbaby.
That's it. And when you by yourself, let me tell you something. You ask God to remove that from your heart. You don't want to leave today or tomorrow with that on your heart. Vengeance ain't yours. It ain't. They're taking so much away from you. Yeah. They're taking so many blessings away from you.
Yeah. My oldest son just told me that. He was like, Mama,
Cause girl,
it's just some things you gotta let go. And I understand that, but it's gonna take some time. And I pray
you think it's gonna take time.
I pray that it comes.
That shit can erase tomorrow if you want to.
I pray that it do.
It will.
Because I've been wearing this mask for 4 years. You know, when people see me, you know, they be like, "Oh, she be having fun," but it be a mask that I'm wearing. You know what I'm saying? I try to put on this big front like I'm really okay, but deep down inside I'm really not. And other people call me and I can help other people with their problems. But when I'm feeling down and you know what I'm saying, I feel like I be by myself because at the end of the day, my family, we are hurting the same. We all having that same hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I know my son and his girlfriend, like, they hurt is way different. You know, I'm the grandmother, and if I'm hurt the way I am, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I try to be strong for my kids. I try to be strong for my husband because at the end of the day, my husband, he's the sole provider, but I'm the captain of this ship. You know what I'm saying? That is me. So if I fall, then everybody gonna fall. I'm gonna be the first domino. Then everybody gonna fall.
Do you know that I always use the example of a clock, and all of the numbers have the blessing sign on it, and Jesus or God is making the clock tick. But every time he's getting to hope, he's clicking over you because of what you're holding on to. You fighting a battle that you can't win.
Right.
I was the same way when my son got murdered. My son, a lot of people know and a lot of people don't know, my son got murdered by a young man that was at his house, and he got shot 5 times. And I asked God to place it up on my heart to forgive him. As a matter of fact, until Facebook remind you of whatever you posted years before, the next day I let him know that I forgive him. But God placed him before me, and I let him know that I forgave him. But when I tell everybody, it was like I was holding on to a book sack with a ton of bricks on it until I forgave, till I actually got to see him and forgive him. Now, when you do that, you better look out, sis. You're going to have some blessings coming your way. We have to understand, and a lot of people don't want to hear this here, and I say this, and I'm a crybaby. A lot of the things that I do now in life is not just for me or the things that God want me to do. I look at things that I do, and I want it to be in the memory book of good for my granddaughters.
Right. I understand you.
I'm telling you.
I feel like I'm going to eventually get there because, you know, I do pray for it. I do. Mm-hmm. I'm just not going on with my life and not praying about it. I do want God to put that in my heart where I can forgive them because I do want to see my grandbaby again. And I do believe once I do that, and if God forbid if anything happens to me, she going to be waiting on me. Because I've been telling her since she been gone, Savior me my seat. You know, so I do know one day that I have to forgive, but I'm just not at that point. I'm trying, right, but I'm just not at that point because it's still fresh. Like going through trial for the first one, then got to go through the same thing and see the same stuff over and over. It was just peeling the scalp off a sore over and over and over again, you know, to see my grandbaby enjoying her life, my son and my daughter-in-law, they're enjoying their life, and for somebody to rip something so precious from our family, like we are a blended family, like my daughter-in-law parents and our family, we are a blended family because a lot of people don't know that her parents and I knew each other way before our kids even got together. Right. So that's what makes it even stronger.
So do you know this? And it's not coming from a harsh place. It's only come from what I know. Do you know the day that before we come into this world, God, and I had to realize this, has a date to be born and a date to depart. This ain't everlasting life. So let's hope. You got the perfect name. Let's hope. Let's hope that you can get to where you need to be in life.
Yeah.
Cause your grandbaby, she's great.
She just want me to get right. I know, because I know a lot of people probably looking at me strange when I say stuff. Like, I was gifted this globe, and this globe that I have, it has her picture carved in it, and in the back of it, it says forever in our hearts, and it comes with a remote, and it's different colors. I keep it on yellow because you can really see her picture in it.
Okay.
I never turned it off. Our transformer had blew one night. All the lights was out in the house. The globe did not go out. And I'm asking my husband, I'm like, how is this globe still on? And it's plugged in the wall. It runs off electricity. How is it still on?
That was your baby.
It never goes off. Every time the power go off, if we have anything going on in the area and the power off, that globe never goes off. And I know she be there. Like last night, to be honest, I was really nervous about coming today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, because, you know, I done been on the news so much, but I don't know why. It was like I just couldn't get no sleep. And I just kept getting up. Wait, should I put this on? You know, it was just a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
Emotions going. So I didn't go to bed till about 4:30 this morning. And I was laying in the bed, and my bed said high, so I have a step stool. Because I had to have a hip replacement a year ago, so a couple years ago. And my bed sits tall, so I get to my bed with a step stool. I'm laying in my bed, I heard that stool move, and I just looked up, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to go and try to get some sleep. There wasn't nobody with my grandbaby.
Right.
It wasn't nobody but Tyree. I feel it throughout my house because I used to have her so much, and it's hard. And I've been the spokesperson for my family for the last 4 years.
Right. I see you on
like I say, we are a blended family.
Right.
Our family, my son's girlfriend family, we are a blended family, and we all fighting the same battle.
Right.
We just at a different pace, but we all fighting the same battle. And having kids, and you know, when you have kids, you want to nurture your children.
Right.
If they fall and hurt, you pick them up and kiss them and tell them it's gonna be all right.
Right.
I can't tell my baby it's gonna be all right. I can't tell them it.
But do you know that? Well, yeah, you know this. God, Jesus, and all the archangels in heaven gonna make sure that she's all right. She's where she need to be in order for you to get there.
I have to forgive. I know.
You gonna have to forgive. Forgiveness is for you. And once you come under that, girl, shit.
Yeah.
I was around this bitch starving. You heard me? Ain't had no lights. Ain't had no water sometimes. Working at a place couldn't even make no money. I ain't have shit. But when I seen that boy at the gas station in November, and I talked to this dude and let him know that I forgave him, God just started opening up all kind of doors for me. And these ain't no tears of sadness, these tears of joy. I ain't have no money, I ain't know how I was gonna buy my cigarettes, I ain't have gas to get to work. I used to go to work and borrow money from my co-workers, my boss, everybody. I was looking good and feeling bad. I was mad at the world.
That's how I am.
And I was going to my son's grave all the time. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
I used to do that too. I used to do that too, but now it's like I still visit her. I visit her. But at first I was going, like when she first passed, I was going every day.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, I was going maybe like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I think about her, I'll go and I go change and, you know, do her flowers and stuff over.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard for me to just say, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna forget him.
It's hard. Let me tell you something about us. Let's keep it a book. It's hard to forgive people because where we come from, when the motherfucker fuck over your children or your family or do some dirty shit like that, we be like, man, fuck that nigga. I ain't forgiving nothing. Right. But that shit be way on you like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody waking up in the middle of the night feeling what you feeling. Ain't nobody gonna feel the hurt that you feel. Ain't nobody went through the shit I was going through. Man, I was my own worst enemy. Everybody else was getting blessings and I was just weighing myself down. And I used to I told everybody, I used to wake up in the morning like, damn, nobody killed this bitch ass nigga yet? Cause that's how I felt. All kind of shit was going through my head. But I let that shit go and now I be sitting in the bed and this how I be. Cause I got a big old picture of my boy in my room. I got my boy all through my house. And I be like, that was your twin. Yeah, and I say to myself, like, Lord, I ain't been to see their mom since his birthday. And they go and be like, it's like you could just hear God, it's clear as day, saying, he good, you good. Everlasting life is better than any life here on this earth. Right. No matter how we take it, that's not your battle to fight. You got too much other good stuff you can be doing with your grandbaby, with your family, with whomever to be even going through this. You weighing yourself out, you tying yourself out. You your own worst enemy. What you gonna do? Kill yourself worrying about it? Let me see. If they stay forever in jail or they don't stay in jail, vengeance ain't yours, said the Lord. That's why I had to come.
I'll be stuck on the eye for an eye, like.
No, fuck the eye for an eye. An eye for an eye will get you where you need to go. Right. So if your sins don't fall back on you, who they gonna fall back on? Kids. Or your what?
My husband or my grandbaby.
Okay.
So I'm trying though.
You gonna get there.
I'm trying.
You gonna get there, and it ain't gonna take long. Cause we know better. We from the hood. When we know better, we do better.
Yeah.
You don't want to die today tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow gonna bring you.
Right. Then I still have it hurt.
Okay. Yeah, and who say God gonna let you come into heaven when you around here and this bitch talking about you hate this nigga, these niggas this, that, and the third. Forgive them for they know not what they do. Or what they say.
You right. You are
They killed her, but she forever with God. And if you want to see her again, you gotta forgive them niggas. Now, guess what? Forgiveness come with a lot. Okay? It come with sometimes you're gonna wake up like, Lord, have mercy. This, that, the third, whatever, all kind of stuff gonna be, but you still stick to what you said. And your blessings gonna get the flow and so much stuff gonna start prospering in your life. Now I'm hood as a bitch, just like you. I curse my ass out just like you. But I go back to what I know, just like you. Right. And what I was raised up on, even as going to church, on the fucking bus, was God. And that's what I go back to.
You right.
So you got to ask God for what you want. That's for eternal. That's for after this. This ain't life.
No, my daughter say all the time we living in hell.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a podcast host for the rest of my life. I want to go home and live with Jesus. whether it be today or tomorrow, guess what? I know where I'm going. I know I'm going to live with Jesus because of my heart. Make your heart right for yourself. Make your heart right for you. I know just by watching you, your husband is a good ass man to you and your children, and y'all children, and your granddaughter. But let's keep it above. Who they look up to?
Who?
Exactly. Lead by example. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to the Truth Tellin podcast with Miss Keeping It Real. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. Like, subscribe, follow, and share.